Hello viewers, Super GT here. Very good to see all of the class hoppers back. And we're going to visit A-Class once again. Now, some very bad news. I wasn't following JSR Lee Campbell. Please do forgive me, your lordship. I am now following you. Now, the theme of this video is Nissan GT-Rs. We're not going to use the newest one, but we are going to go with this one and a couple of different ones. So we're going to go full Paul Walker to kick things off in the 2002 Skyline. So then pole position, Maple Valley short circuit, 9 laps. So presumably somewhat defensive race. Now this is a short circuit. So another thing we can expect to see is back markers. I mean, you see back markers on long circuits. So I mean, on a short circuit like this, it's only about 40 seconds a lap. We're going to see plenty of back markers, I would have thought. But that's not our main focus or main worry, at least for the first couple of laps. We're going to have a challenge from a couple of guys just behind us. So through the last corner onto the straight. It's kind of a dodgy corner, it looks very easy, and that guy's going to fall victim to the wall. The infamous wall at the end of the Maple Valley lap does claim many lives, in fact. So very long corners here at Maple Valley, especially this first corner. And the Nissan GT-R here, not the best, not the absolute best, but you know, good enough to stay in the lead. So only really 2 main overtaking opportunities on this lap, and I'm going to block the second of them here. So that is the 95 GT-R, bit of contact through the apex. I think he's just going to back off slightly. So a bit of questionable driving for the pair of us, but it's all resolved and we're back into the same position. So crossing the line, 2 laps survived. I think it's going to be one of those races where I kind of just have to survive it to the end. Just hope that I can block him off. So this is, I suppose, there's 3 overtaking opportunities. Obviously into the first corner, throughout the first corner because it's so long if I get a wrong line. And then through this long left, or double left, into this sharp right. You can see I'm taking a fairly defensive line, kind of across the inside line. Are we going to see his nose poke into the bottom of the screen? Not quite. Can see that proximity arrow though, so we know he's close. But that was a good defence, just keeping it on the inside line, not really giving him too much of a chance to nip it up the inside. So I'm going to go as wide as possible on the entry into the first corner. Now this is kind of where I have to watch where he's going. I'm just going to sense that he kind of goes up the inside here as it opens up quite a lot where the pit exit is. He goes up the inside and I kind of really don't give him much room at all. So we're going to maintain first position. He's going to come back for another attack into the hairpin right. I'm going to keep a very, very shallow, narrow line on the middle. And there's no way to get around that unless you go the long way round. Very hard to do though, around a hairpin. So I'm going to maintain 4th place. First place on the 4th lap. So 5th lap, same kind of situation, going deep into the hairpin, but going to try and cut back as much as possible. Bit of contact, a bit clumsy as I try to rotate and pivot mid-turn. This is lap number 7 now. We can see back markers coming into the situation. So once again, he's slightly backing off. I think he's trying to do something slightly different to get past. I'm just going to hook up the inside line, make sure he goes around the long way, and going to maintain first place. Only 2 laps remaining. This guy's going to fall victim to the wall and they come off at a funny angle, so I'm going to go to the left this time around. It's Hakkinen versus Schumacher all over again. In fact, he's not going to get past this time around. Into the first corner, you can see that arrow. I'm going to examine exactly where he's going to go. I'm just going to go really narrow here basically. He's going to slow me down, but it's going to keep the position, at least for now. Into the sweeping double left, go out to the far right hand side and then cut back across into the hairpin. 2 back markers here to contend with. This could now get very interesting as we go on to the final lap of 9. So it's actually a fairly quick race in the end, and the Ferrari's slow, bit of contact with the other guy, and I'm going to have to back off the throttle. He's around the outside and he's made the most of that situation. In fact, the Hakkinen Schumacher situation did come up exactly there, and I couldn't quite decide which way to go, and I took obviously the wrong option. It is quite risky to go around the outside, and in the end my 8 lap defence is going to come to an end. So the 95 Nismo there taking the lead. Is there any chance before I come back? Probably not, unless one of these back markers is going to do me a favour around the final corner on the final lap. I don't think it's going to happen, so I'm going to have to settle for second. So it was a good defence actually. I mean, it's all good practice, I suppose. But I'm going to finish second in the end. A bit disappointing to lead for that long and then to lose it at the end. But I'm going to go for that car now, the 95 Nismo. So it's actually a stock car here, 699 Pi. So I'm not going to tune it up at all. We can use it in stock form, see how we do. So this is the car I just lost to around Maple Valley. Now we are at Road America, of course, 2 laps in A class. A bit messy into the first corner. Now this Ford Focus is going to go full Grosjean. He actually did an actual Grosjean there. Just put a smoke screen across the entire circuit. Plenty of other guys off the track on the right hand side. A couple of more positions gained. Ruthlessly shunt the Mazda MX-5 out of the way. And up the inside of this Aston Martin through turn 2 up into 11th place. Hyperspeed engaged. And into turn 3, just trying to judge that braking point for the first time in the race. MX-5 back up the inside, just about duck out of the way of him. And it's 4 abreast, pretty much carnage across the whole circuit. Into the next turn, over the crest. I spot someone coming in for the most ruthless overtake of all time. Just shunts the 3 of us out of the way. Absolutely ruthless, just brutal. He really is not messing about, this guy. Across the grass. Just pushes us all aside, like we're not even there. Going to have to come back for a re-overtake of this guy in 6th place through the carousel. I'm going to look for that inside line, and to be fair, I'm going to go up the inside, give him a bit of contact. I mean, that is nice. Given what he just did, that is a fairly nice overtake in comparison. So up into 5th place, I'm just hoping that he doesn't go for a mega, dive bomb into the next sharp corner coming up. So the Corvette's slow off the turn, a little bit on the grass, losing momentum, but he actually manages to get it back under control. Into the back of him, into the next corner. I kind of got put off there. His brake lights weren't working. I suppose they were smashed out on turn 1. Last couple of corners on the lap. The second to last corner into the final corner. Braking just after the banner on the left hand side. In fact, I've gone a little bit too early. And are we going to be able to get ahead? Not quite. And that Corvette has got very good straight line speed as we once again engage hyperspeed. So you see just how much time I lost there as the Corvette now moves up into 3rd place. So 2nd place is on here. You never know. He's only just ahead. And 1st place, I don't know who they are, what car they're driving, but they're a long way ahead. So I don't think there's a chance of that. So then onto the back straight out of turn 2. Good exit. This guy was actually very good on a straight line. So this guy kind of average on a straight line. So shift there into 3rd gear. Go easily past. I think he's shifted and lost a bit of momentum. Looking for that 3 board on the right hand side. There it is. Just brake after that. Down a couple of gears. And we're going to hook up with the apex very nicely there. Pretty much perfectly done. And we're going to gain plenty of time. Chunks of time on the guys ahead. So there is a chance here of moving up a couple more positions. Just watching out for that big board on the inside on the apex. We all know, I don't think they're Mobile 1 boards anymore, but they are pretty much indestructible, the hardest substance known to mankind, so you don't want to touch them at all. So then into the left before the carousel. These 2 guys getting a little bit close for comfort. And on the way in, the Aston Martin comes back across and they make contact. It's very clumsy between the pair of them. And I'm going to nip up the inside on the exit. I'm going to run him very narrow, make him think about backing out. He doesn't. Fair play to him. And then through the kink, a little bit too quickly. I'm going to lose momentum here. The Aston Martin loses plenty of momentum. Give just about car width. The Corvette takes the opportunity, goes up into 2nd. Not long left though. Can I get him back? He's gone in way too deep and way too narrow. So I'm going to get him on the exit. Back up into 2nd place. So all happening here. And I think these 2 guys who just overtook the Aston Martin and the Corvette, that kind of shows. I mean, I'm pretty sure they were quicker than me, but they were just far too. They just got in each other's way basically, and I took the opportunity, go up into 2nd place. I think that's just, you've got to be decisive with your overtakes, and if you're not, you're going to lose out. Up into 1st place just before we crossed the line. I think the guy must have lagged out. So an actual win there in the end. We're going to go for the 97 GT-R now. So many GT-Rs. Really good looking cars actually. I really like these. Around Rio. Classic carnage circuit. And as we look behind, already a massive smoke screen has been deployed. And pretty much 3/4 of the pack are already dead. So it's already just about a 6-car race. So then behind the Lotus, you'd imagine that car would do very well around here. I'm going to go to the left hand side as he spins out. And into turn number 2, a little bit deep, but it kind of gives me an outside line against this guy. Up the hill then in towards the tunnel, the Rio Love Tunnel. Although we don't have actually too many incidents through here in recent times. In fact, not from what I can remember anyway. It's more on the exit where you're going to experience the carnage. So on the exit, I'm looking for the move on the exit. It didn't quite happen. This guy's going to go very wide. Just about give him a wide enough berth to continue into the next left-hander. It's all got very messy now. Lancer out of nowhere, the Brazilian on home turf, trying to show his home crowd how it's done with a bit of aggression. Coming through this left-hander, the Lotus brakes. I'm into the back of him. I've totally pummeled him out of nowhere. I think there's going to be a steward's inquiry on that one. I do question why he braked that much or that early, given he was in the Lotus, but yeah, I did absolutely murder him. But you know, murders are fairly common in Rio, so it will probably just get swept under the rug, as I have paid the cops. Anyway, up into 3rd place, up the inside. Now that is a very questionable line, but it's not actually dirty. It's just there's a weird curve that kind of goes across the track, but it doesn't actually dirty your lap. So I've always taken that line. I always prefer that line. Up into 3rd place, coming down the hill. It looks like the leader crashed into that wall, but he's just lagging. He's just mega lagging everywhere. Comes from Lag City quite clearly. Into the dangerous chicane. I'm going to get shunted in the rear end by the Frenchman. I love getting shunted in the rear by French people. Wait, what? Anyway, into the final couple of corners. Brazilian up ahead in the Lancer. Out of nowhere comes another Lancer. And it's going to be 3 abreast here. And how is this one quite going to get resolved? I was going to say I don't know, but somehow I get out of that in 2nd place. That was one of my favourite moments of Forza Motorsport recently. A bit of aggression, I get out of it unscathed. Actually, I gain out of all of that. So good times indeed. And once again, I think the leader kind of lagged out once again. So Mr. Lag City is gone. I win another race somehow through trials and tribulations. I've got another victory. Now we're going to the 93 GT-R now. Really beautiful car. Love the look of that. And we're going to be driving around Suzuka. Let's give it a try. From 14th on the grid. So we've gone through from the 2002 GT-R back down to the 93 GT-R here. Let's see how it performs. We've been overtaken by the Prowler already, which obviously doesn't bode well for the future. But let's see how it goes. Plenty of smoke being laid down as per usual. Smoke grenades, clearly the grenade of choice today. Guys getting wiped out left, right and centre. And up into 11th, so I gained a couple of positions. Ferrari very wide. I'm going to go past him on the exit of this corner. So I just kind of refer to all of these as the S's. I don't know the exact names. This one though, Dunlop curve, long left-hander. And I'm just tucking in behind a battle which is developing here into the Degner corners, and they're just going to shunt each other wide. He's off, and I'm marking to 8th place. So this guy, clearly we have to look out for him as he tries to rejoin and give him plenty of room as we go up towards the kink into the hairpin. On the brakes a little too late. There's carnage up ahead. I'm just trying to brake in time and I can't quite get it done, and it's all very clumsy and I'm going to get spun out. Wow, yeah, absolute mess there. So all got a bit clumsy. Coming through here, another smoke screen. Oh yeah, good times, good classic Forza Motorsport times. Yeah, and into the final corner we managed to get it going once again, and then just get shunted by a BMW into the tyre wall. Yeah, good times indeed. I'm really enjoying this experience today. So yeah, I kind of just decided to bail out of this race, get a new setup, and go again. You see I've got a nice matching, that's my guy, as the pat on the head of shame. I've got a nice little matching outfit. I've got the Nissan outfit, black and red car. Can we do anything with that? Surely that's worth another 50 horsepower to have a matching outfit. So we're going to go around Suzuka again. I don't know how that vote kind of came about, but it did. So it gives us another opportunity to give this car a go in a different tune. I'm just going to wipe out Ferrari, big concertina effect. I'm not sorry at all. We're going to continue in 8th. That Ferrari can just get on with his day a bit further back in the pack. And I'm going to try to get past this Corvette. Nice big pack up ahead. It's always good to see people battling. Always an opportunity to catch up. The Corvette a little bit shaky, a bit tentative from Dunlop curve. I'll look up the inside, make him think twice. You just never know. Put your car on the inside. People do often make a mistake. This time he didn't. So then still sitting in 8th place. Still 3 laps to go. Nice gap behind. It's always good to have a gap behind. So we can have a bit of breathing space. Don't have to really worry about defending. Corvette punts the pink Lambo on. Around his outside, he loses the momentum up into 7th place. Straight line speed would be my one worry of this car, and Suzuka still does have a fair few straight sections. So this little section here, and of course after spoon into 130R, and then the main straight, of course. So typically a very handling orientated course, but then it does have lots of straight lines as well. Lambo goes very wide. I'm up to 6th, momentarily 5th, but this guy is definitely going to have better straight line speed. He gets the run on me and he's back ahead. So I'm back down into 6th place. The Corvette's going to come back at me here into 130R. Perhaps could have stayed behind. It's going to be quite a clumsy overtake as we both make contact. I'm going to go really wide and rejoin. Probably a bit questionable. Stewards inquiry once again into the chicane. That's going to be a stewards inquiry. That'd be a 10-second penalty for GT Sport. Luckily it's just Forza. The penalty system is coming. It's in the way. So then that guy spins out. The Lancia Stratos here, launching him into the stratosphere as I go through momentarily into 4th place. Yes, I am. The Lamborghini coming up here with a phenomenal straight line speed. I'm going to tuck into 4th place at the beginning of the 2nd lap, and it's later on in the lap here into Spoon Curve where I finally get challenged by that Lancia once again. Running a little bit too wide through Spoon. Easy to do that. And he's going to come back through on the 2nd apex. Is he? Yes, he is. So there we go. And he's going to have superior straight line speed. I'm going to have to just tuck into the slipstream and just hope that I can get pulled along by him. So it's not quite going to happen here. This car not quite where I'd want it to be in terms of straight line. Into 130R. Decent performance in terms of handling though. And the brakes are very good, I must say. So then into the final chicane up the inside. Good move. A little bit off the circuit, but Charlie Whiting is sleeping today, so I can do what I like. And then he's actually going to come back at me. So actually good racing here. So we've got a Ford, the SVT Cobra coming back at us. I'm going to go to the inside, make him go left, and he does. And now he's going to have a battle with the Stratos. He's going to look up the inside to shunt him wide. This is good times. You know, you kind of just deflect the attention away from yourself and make sure all your opponents enter civil war. Now, actually, he's going to enter into a war with me. Going up the inside of a gap that simply wasn't there. Through Dunlop curve, I think this guy is extremely impatient. Impatient level 100. Going into Degner. Again, there was no space, but he's going for it. So he might as well wait until the exit of Spoon, or the entry to Spoon, where he's got the straight line speed. Because I don't think he's quite got the space to go for these moves. Is he going to go for it into the hairpin? No. Thinks better of it. He is very close though. Good acceleration by this car, by the way, on the exit of the hairpin. It's just at the end of the straights where I am struggling. There is a chance possibly of a second. I mean, the guys ahead do have a mistake in them. So if they make another one, come up to the end, there's a chance. Cobra looks for the inside. Doesn't quite happen for him this time around. But I do suspect that he will easily be able to get through before 130R. On the exit of Spoon here then, there he is. The arrow is lighting up orange. I'm going to go to the left hand side. Make him go the long way round. I mean, it's not much longer and he easily goes past. I'm back down into 5th. Is there a chance I can get back a position? Hopefully he can catch up with the guy ahead and start battling. Not much longer left to go though. Into the chicane for the last time. Go for a mega lunge, do it. Just kill him. And not quite. It's not quite going to happen for me this time around. And through the final corner. There we go, a little bit wide. As they, side by side, you're just hoping here that one of them turns across and merges the other. It's not quite going to happen for me though. But there we go guys, I do hope you enjoyed the video. We're going to cross the line to finish 5th. Something a little bit different, a couple of GTRs and actually very fun cars to drive in A class. I do hope you enjoyed the video as always. Do let me know your thoughts and perhaps suggest a different branch or a different family of cars for me to drive in the next video. But there we go. I do hope you enjoyed it as always. Do smash the like button if you did. And of course, do subscribe to the channel if you are new and enjoyed what you saw today. Thank you very much for watching as always guys. I shall see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Listen.